Hi there, this is Parth and welcome to a new video guys. In this video we are going to discuss about the PWM fan technology versus the DC fan technology. And if you have used any kind of a personal computer which have a higher number of graphics card and dedicated graphics card, and if you are a person who are working with the very heavy video editing or very heavy photo editing kind of stuff, then you may have noticed these terms like PWM fan and in the DC fans. So what are the difference between these two technologies and how they work differently? In this video we are going to discuss about these topics. So first one, let's start with the DC fan technology, in which basically what happens is all the DC fans, for an example, if you take the small one that works in the particular voltage level. For an example, a small DC fan will work at a 12 volt, or some may work at the 24 volt or even the 18 volt. So in this DC fan, what happens is the voltage level at which they are operating, it will be a constant throughout the operation of that particular fan. So whenever you need the cooling, irrespective of your load on the GPU, for an example, if you are doing a heavy video editing or heavy photo editing on your personal computer, then the GPU and CPU works at their maximum speed or maximum capacity. So at that particular time or at that particular instance, the heat will be generated is much more if you compare it with the other time ranges. So in that particular time, the heat will be generated more, and to cool down that heat, the fan works constantly. But in DC fans, irrespective of the load, whether you are just casually browsing your PC or whether you are doing a graphics intensive task like a photo editing or a video editing, the fan speed remains the constant. And also, if you want to reduce the speed according to the load, then there is a particular limit. For an example, if we take an example of the 12 volt DC fan, then yes, you can actually reduce the speed of that DC fan, but it will be on the certain limit. For an example, let's say 8 volt or 7 volt. If you reduce that voltage particular beyond that, for an example, if you reduce the voltage, let's say beyond the 6 volt, 6 volt or 5 volt or 4 volt, then the speed regulation will not be that great if we compare it with the PWM fans. With the PWM fan technology, what happens is they have constant voltage throughout their operation, which is same as the DC fan, but they have extra connector which gives the input to the motherboard with respect to the GPU load. For example, if you just casually browsing anything, then the fan speed will not be that high, and if you do heavy graphic editing tasks like video editing or the photo editing, then the CPU, that PWM fan speed will be pretty high, and that high speed will be varied by not the voltage but the amount of time that the PWM fan operates. For an example, let's say your PWM fan is operating for the 1 minute, and you are using it for the 1 minute, you are using it in very high intensive graphic intensive mode, then the speed will be varied in that particular 1 minute will be high at let's say 40% of time. So in the 1 minute, the 40 second the speed of that fan will be pretty high, so that they can efficiently remove heat from your motherboards and other components and cool down your PC very efficiently, and also that will be a much more effective if you compare it with the DC fans. Now if you compare both the fans with respect to the cost wise also, then yes, the DC fans comes pretty cheaper if you compare it with the PWM fans. But again, the PWM fans used in the very modern PCs and the PCs that requires constant high graphic intensive uses. So in that case is the PWM fans make some much more sense, but still the DC fans are still in the use, and they are also useful if you want a cheaper alternative. But PWM fans are much more effective and much more power efficient if you compare it with the DC fans. So that was all about the DC fans versus the PWM fan technology. I hope whatever I have said in this video was useful to you, and if you have found this useful, then do like, share and subscribe to channel. I hope to see you in my next video. Goodbye, take care.